I'm trying to forget what happened a few years ago, but I'm going to do my best to retell what happened. So here it is. I had just won an award at school for showing up every day, and when I went upstage to receive my award, I noticed that I could not see my parents in any of the stands, which I thought was strange because usually they came for assemblies. So after school, I had saw that the road to my house was blocked off. So I went another way, but it was longer. As I went about 2 minutes away from my house, I could see as if my house was covered in tape. And so I ran as fast as I could. When I got about 10 feet away from my house, I saw that it was covered in caution tape saying, "Keep out." I could feel myself shaking, so I quickly looked around to see if anyone was looking. I did not think so. So then I ran to the front door of my house, tried to open it, but it was locked. They always kept a key under the mat, but there was no key that time. So I went through the window on the side of our house, and everything was covered in plastic. The couch, the fridge, everything. So I went out of the window to go see if my neighbors would know what happened. But then as I got out of my window to go to my neighbor's house, their house was covered in caution tape, as well as mine. I turned around to see a surprise. Every house was covered in caution tape. Everything I could see was covered in caution tape. Lampposts, the gate to my pool, even my neighbor's house. I was so dizzy, I almost fell down. But I didn't. I ran back the way to my school to see if it was covered in tape. But as I ran, I noticed something very odd. No cars, no talking, nor could I see no cars or any people. I did not bother, because I knew there's more important things at the time. I just kept running on, but then I found myself in a tunnel, not knowing how I got there. I turned around to see an endless tunnel, no lights, but a little dim red light very far into the tunnel. Looked kind of scary, but I didn't think I had any other choice. As I ran to get closer to the red light, it slowly shut off. And then I tripped over what I thought was a little pipe. And when I looked down, not seeing anything because it was so dark, I felt the pipe with my hand. Kept on feeling around it to see if there was anything I could use, and picked up what felt like a loose pipe. It turned on. It was a flashlight. Kind of happy, I looked down to see what wasn't a pipe, but it was my mom. She looked like she had bite marks. And I started crying because she was dead. Felt her pulse, but there was none. As I was crying, I looked up at the flashlight, pointed it forward to see my dad, about 15 feet from me, with his whole body disfigured, his neck broken, his arms were flipped, and he knew his eyes. He had no eyes. I was so scared I knew I was about to pass out, but if I did, there was no telling what my dad would have done to me. Any way I could go, I would not have made it out. That was the end.